Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. Today, we're joined by Kim. Kim, to start things off, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is you do?
Hey Matt, thanks for having me. I am a female truck driver. I've been driving for about 14 years. I work currently with Classic Carriers. I've been employed there for approximately roughly 4 years or so. I am also a female trainer with Classic Carriers. I mostly haul food products. I pull a Reefer trailer. And we also do some medical supplies out of Ohio, and that's what I'm out here in California for right now. Is I'm delivering. I have 2 stops, one in Northern and then one in Central for medical supplies, like medical exam tables, gloves, that kind of thing. And then tomorrow I'll go on over to Oxnard, California, and I'll pick up produce, and I'll bring back that east all the way to Michigan.
Nice, beautiful area out in Oxford. I know they're well known for the strawberries out there. I've both visited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to broker a lot of freight. I appreciate you sharing a little bit about yourself. Sounds like they got you busy.
Before I jump to that, I wanted to also tell you that I was very fortunate that I was able to drive with my father years ago. Got some good training with him. You know, he's the best. You know, nobody better than Dad. And then I also got to train with my daughter. I trained her actually back last year, so she's a driver as well. I'm a second generation, and she's a third. I grew up, just telling you a little bit more about my background. My father had his own construction company, and I used to play around with his equipment and pull his with his carry-all, like a flatbed type thing. We'd pull his tractors and that kind of thing, and I was always looking forward to get to go to work with him when I could, you know. And then I got into the medical field, did that for years, and then all of a sudden my dad's like, you know, you could be making more money doing this. And I'm like, what? I had college background and, you know, schooling, and so here I am. He was right.
Well, it seems that everybody ends up in freight. Nobody really seeks it out, but it's great that you've got the family connection drawing you in, and that you're also able to pass that down to the next generation. Wanted to talk about trip planning. You'd mentioned, you know, you're almost going coast to coast inside of the week. You know, can you tell us why trip planning is so important to you?
Yes, trip planning is as important to me starting my day as a pre-trip. It goes hand in hand with one another. And I think if people took that more serious, they may be more successful with this. Trip planning, you know, you need to plan your day out in advance that morning. After you do your pre-trip, you're getting ready to go. You need to go through, see, okay, where am I going to take my break at? Where am I going to get fuel at along my route? Well, where am I going to take my 10-hour break? Am I going to do a split sleeper, or am I going to do, you know, a full 10? And with the way truck parking is today, it's in some of these areas, if they're safe, not safe. Safety is a big thing as a female driver for anybody, even male drivers. I mean, I see a lot of stuff out here. So that's very important to me to know along my route where I'm gonna stop, where can I take a break at. You know, if there's something in that area that I might want to get to see, you know, I may not have the time to do it no other time, but that time. So, you know, a lot of things can happen if you fail to do your trip plan. And end up with no parking, go into violation. We don't want no DOT violation, right? No fine. I don't. You can run out of fuel. There was just back in the winter when I was training another driver, a driver ran out of fuel. We were in the negative, you know, temperatures. And he was out of fuel at the fuel pump. And he was yelling at the clerk there why that pump wasn't working, because had it been working, he wouldn't have ran out of fuel. And I wanted to so badly say something, but Kim had to zip it. Because I was like, if you would have trip planned, you would have known, you would have made it to fuel line. So her having the pump open or closed had nothing to do with it. So.
Absolutely.
And I know with trucker tools, you know, I'm a faithful user of it daily. I know they've been doing a lot of different kind of upgrades, app upgrades, and adding different things into the app. So Matt, my question to you is, what can you tell me a little bit more about the different features that's coming up that they've added or that's coming?
Absolutely. And excuse me, we're always listening to our driver community and soliciting ongoing feedback. We want to hear what is impacting the driver's day and respond to that. So, a couple of the things you touched on, being able to find a safe and secure place to park is kind of paramount right now. Avoiding the DOT fine that you would get for having a citation also plays into it. So we've done a few things. We've got a new partnership with Truck Park. So they're pulling in tens of thousands of parking locations all across the U.S. right available in our app. So the app is going to locate where you are and just show you here's the pricing and location, as well as all of the amenities of those parking stalls. You'll see the price up front for the ones that do charge. We also have public parking spaces available in that search, and those will be the free stalls. Unfortunately, the public sector is a little behind on technology, so it doesn't show you how many stalls are available, where the paid stalls are going to show you that. So a little bit of a difference there. We've also got a new integration with TVC Pro Driver. I know a lot of drivers have commented on them and given us some really good feedback. They've been at all of the truck stops for a number of years. You've probably seen their booth or their advertisements up at the checkout counter there. So they can help either on a per case basis or just as a subscription plan monthly. They help drivers find a local attorney wherever you do receive a citation, and that attorney will go to court on your behalf. They will try to find some sort of way to win for you. So they've got over 7,000 attorneys coast to coast in the U.S. Right now, they have a 92.7% success rate at getting the any traffic violations reduced or dismissed, which is pretty stellar.
Wow.
If I had that in my private life, my insurance would be significantly less expensive. So we're really excited to work with them. They've been doing a lot for us. We've also, on the marketing side of things, our team who markets directly to the driver community started a new thing called Where's the Freight? So 3 times a week, we're publishing reports on where demand for trucks will be high. And if you take a step out of, your day-to-day life inside the cab and you think about our position in the market, we have several hundred brokers that are sending us all of the available loads that they're trying to cover. We have 1.2 million drivers today that have downloaded the app and are, crisscrossing all the different highways. And so we're watching all of these real-time demand peaks and valleys. And so we're going to publish all that back to the driver. So if you are wondering about this load, would this be a good one, and you find it right on our app, you can see available loads that are going to help you get reloaded out of a certain area. So, maybe you're looking at something, in your case, Oxnard to, let's call it Dallas. You'd be able to look at the loads in Dallas for the day you would arrive or the next day and see if you can get a good paying load back out of there. We just keep pushing and pushing. We allow drivers to save specific load searches. So if there are common lanes where, maybe you've got a contract that takes you to Oxnard every Tuesday or Wednesday, but you need freight out of there, you can get alerted anytime that there is reloads out of a specific area. And then for our broker community, we have a new program called Broker Advantage. And that allows brokers to build a homepage in the driver app. And that way, if you have a specific broker you enjoy working with, you can go into their homepage, see all of their loads. If they're offering any sort of incentive, promotion, if they're going to offset some of those parking costs, perhaps by giving you, paying for part of it, or offering a discount on other things, all of that's going to be available to the driver right there. And that's offset through the Broker Advantage program. So really proud to bring all of those. Our tech team has been working feverishly for all the time I've been with the company, but certainly more so in the past 6 months. We're really starting to ramp things up.
I have to agree with you on that. I've noticed a lot of different things coming out with trucker tools, and a lot more people are more, knowing who they are, is what I'm finding, because I'm always preaching at it, always. I'm a firm believer in it.
We certainly appreciate that. I know I do my part anytime I am traveling state to state. I always make sure I stop at, Love's or Pilots and, start buying coffee for as many drivers as I can and make sure that they know that Trucker Tools is here for them. It's the easiest way for me to get feedback and make sure that we're doing the things that drivers want. And I see the logo right there on your shirt. We're big fans of Classic Carriers, the company that you drive for. What is it you like about working for them? And do you have any advice for new drivers on how to choose a company to go drive for?
Well, Matt, I consider myself very, very fortunate to be employed with Classic Carriers as a company driver. I had a lot of, so I was struck with some medical issues back a few years ago with cancer. I'm 2 years cancer free, a little more than 2 years cancer free now, breast cancer survivor. And, not only are they a family oriented company, but they stood behind me during my battle, the time that I needed someone to stand behind me the most. And I apologize if I start to get teary-eyed because it's very touching to me at times when I talk about this. So, I never, ever had to worry about a job. I never had to worry about a paycheck. I never had to worry about, if my insurance was going to pay my bills. They were there for me. I never lost my seniority. I went back. I got a new truck. I mean, it was just like, but on top of all that, they're a family-oriented company. They know you by name. They know you by face. They know you can, I could walk in there any time of the day, even at night up until midnight when the night dispatcher is there. They know me. I can talk to them. I can walk right into the owner's office or his son's office, talk to him. To me, pay is an important issue here, but it's more about the way they treat you too. It's not just about that load and your pay. But as on that point, as far as pay goes, pay is very decent with Classic Carriers. I think they're very, they're compared to other companies, maybe better in my eyes. And not only the pay, but miles. Are you going to get the miles? I could make all kinds of money per mile, but if I'm only running 1,500 miles a week, well, that doesn't matter. So that's what drivers need to look for as well, is their miles. Their time management using the Trucker Tools app is going to help them with that. Also, the family-oriented background, you want to be able to be treated right, respected. I want to be respected like I respect you. And I get that at Classic Carriers. So looking for a new job as a new driver, especially as a female driver, you want to be able to get home with your family because we still have other roles at home. It's, a little bit different for a female driver. I mean, when I got into this, I was still raising my kids. Luckily, I have a very good husband who stood behind me. But that family time was very important to me. And today, my kids are grown, but I have grandbabies. So that's just as important to me. So there are things, key factors to look for in a company.
Really appreciate you sharing that. And we love hearing about the family-owned companies in freight. For me and, everybody at Trucker Tools, we consider ourselves a family and everybody in the trucking community family. So we love hearing that there's other companies that have that same mindset and treat everybody the way that you would hope to be treated, anytime something bad happens as well as anytime something good happens, having that time to spend at home is amazing. So really appreciate you taking the time with us today. Thanks everybody for joining us and watching. Make sure to give us a thumbs up if you liked our conversation with Kim. And don't forget to check out the other Trucker Tools Talks videos. Our videos are published every Thursday on all forms of social media. Take care, everybody. Thanks again, Kim.
Thank you. And I appreciate you for having me.
Thanks.